Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October 14, 2025 meeting of the Milford Zoning Board of Appeals. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Montano and Dubois are absent and excused tonight. Mr. Ainig?
Here.
Ms. Hirsch?
Here.
Mr. King?
Here.
Mr. Soda?
Here.
Mr. Wolf?
Here.
And Chairwoman Ferrante.
Here. Also here tonight, David Salkus, our city planner, and Meg Green, our recording secretary. And voting tonight in place of Mr. Montano will be Mr. Einig. All right then, starting with item number 1.
23-25 Central Avenue, MBP 44/406/15, R5 zone, Walter and Luba Ortoliva owners. Request variance section 6.2.1, expanding a non-conforming use. Survey by P. Stowell, 9/1/2025.
I used to come into a situation like this, but my cousin's Tom Lynch. He told me I could handle it. I didn't think it would be this intimidating. You guys look pretty intimidating.
Yeah, feel free to adjust that microphone and speak right into it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I prepared a 12-page statement here. Thank you for laughing. So I'm here regarding 2325 Central Avenue. It's a two-family home, has been in my family since the 1970s. The house was built in the 1860s in one of the oldest neighborhoods in Milford. The house hasn't changed much since, but apparently the zoning laws have. For 150 years, the house's existence on the street was fine and conforming to standards, and now it's not. How is it not okay? I don't know. But the house hasn't changed, but the regulations have. So I'm hoping this is not intentional and maybe just a technicality that I got swept up in. But, what I want to do is just put a couple small dormers on the roof line of the house. I'm not expanding the footprint of the house. The proposed new dormers only use a fraction of the roof and does not extend beyond the foundation nor above the roof line of the house. The house's use will remain living space for two families as it is now. I'm not adding an additional apartment, I'm just adding a little light to a dark attic. So this has been a two-family house since before Milford even had zoning regulations and will remain a two-family. So I believe I am not expanding the use of the space of the property as a two-family. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the applicant? No? Okay, is there anyone speaking in favor of this application? Is there anyone opposed to this application? Okay, so to summarize, you're adding some dormers. It's not expanding the footprint. It's not being built beyond any closer to the property lines than the house currently exists. It's adding to the attic. Is the attic currently finished livable space?
No, it has a walk-up stairwell, and it's a two-family. I rent it. It's unconditioned space. It's not air-conditioned, but I found tenants leave the attic door open and they use the attic, and I pay for the heat, so that's sort of an annoyance to know that there's people up there. So I'm thinking if I put the dormers on, and then I could insulate it, and they may be able to use it at that point. So.
Okay. Is this two-family a first floor and a second floor, or is
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any more questions? Mr. King.
Mr. Sulkus, is it legal non-conforming just because it's a two-family in a one-family zone? Is that the only issue?
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes, there are no setback requests here, just an expansion of the use in a single-family zone. Any other questions?
Good evening. What are we adding on these with the dormer? Bathrooms, kitchen, any significance?
There was when I bought the house in early 2001, there was a ancient bathroom up there, galvanized pipes, and I basically just disconnected it all. But I may add a bathroom to it, just make it more comfortable. The houses back then were built without bathrooms, so the bathroom that is in the apartment is like 4 feet wide. It's very small. So I'm thinking if I could add a bathroom, it might make it a little more comfortable for people. So that's down the road.
Okay. All right, seeing no more questions, this hearing is closed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for coming out tonight and serving.
Sure. Mr. Soto?
2325 Central Avenue, I move to approve modifications, I move to approve the request to vary section 6.2.1, expanding a non-conforming use survey by P. Stowell, 9/1/2025.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve in a second. I personally don't see any problems here. We don't have any setback issues here, which is always one of my biggest concerns. It's expanding the space. I would think it's questionable if it's expanding the use. We're not adding another unit, but I'm okay with this. Any other thoughts?
I don't have a problem with this, I'm fine.
I see no issue with this, and, it's a historic house, and want him to do the best he can with it.
Okay, great. Then we will put it to a vote. Mr. King?
With the motion?
Mr. Wolf?
With the motion.
Mr. Soto?
With the motion.
Mr. Einig?
With the motion.
And I am with the motion. The motion passes. Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Item number 2, Mr. Einig.
.282 West River Street, MBP 76/919/12, R10 zone, Rob White, architect, for Neil and Amelia Tan, owners. Request a variance, section 3.1.4.1, front yard setback to 7.1 feet, where 25 feet is required. Rear yard setback to 17.5 feet, where 25 feet required for first floor addition, and 20.2 feet, where 25 feet is required for a second story addition, and 13.5 feet, where 25 feet is required for an addition above an open porch below. 6.3.2, expanding a non-conforming structure. Survey by R. Plain, 6/10/2021, revised 9/19/2025.
Hi.
Hi, good evening. My name is Rob White. I'm with Rob White Architect LLC, mailing address P.O. Box 30, Milford, Connecticut, legal address 241 Townsend Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut. I'm here tonight on behalf of my clients Neil and Amy Tan as their architect and agent. I want to submit some information into the record, and so we can refer to it. Eight letters of support, and then some maps and photographs that I'll be referring to. So I've been engaged by Neil and Amy to plan an expansion to their house for living. The house is a relatively small Cape house, common in the area, and like many houses in this neighborhood, there is a very small one-car, if that, garage. The house is pre-existing non-conforming, and the setback lines on the property overlay much of the house. They're extensive. The house also sits on a corner lot, which is unusual on average to most of the properties in the area. And working with Stephen Harris, the city CEO, we found a prior variance granted where the ruling was made that West River Street and Passett were both declared front yards. Unusual, again, that this property has 2 front yards. For reference, looking from at the front of the house from West River, the left side is in fact a side legally, and the property line at the rear of the house, again facing from West River, is the legal rear yard. Thus the variance requests on the right side in the rear. So those are the unusual conditions of the existing property and hardship there. In looking at design considerations to expand this property gently, above all, there is a desire to be fitting to the neighborhood, and considering section 5.16 of the zoning regs, we are looking to do a traditional design where the Cape style is preserved, in fact embellished to a period style. My background is specifically in period and historic preservation design and planning altogether. And I have served on P&Z for many years and worked extensively through special permit and variance processes. So in looking at laying out the addition on this property, the additions and where the 2-car garage would best fit, we decided the right side, which ultimately essentially maintains the existing curb cut. And if you I'm going to refer to the packet that I just handed you, the map. The first page, the Exhibit 1, is simply the letters that I handed to the chair, show the properties that support letters are coming from. Looking at the second page, this is a figure ground diagram, the subject properties in the dashed red there, and looking at the additions expanding relative to the other buildings, the built environment, versus, all shifted to the back left corner, for example, highly encroaching on those 2 direct neighbors, which are the 2 closest. And then on the third page, that's just for your reference, and I'm not sure if any of you had a chance to go by the house, but the top picture is the front of the house. You can see pass up on the right side, and the lower picture is the rear of the house from a little bit of a distance. But I'll point you to the last page, Exhibit 4, and the pictures there. So in looking at the garage, specifically the garage addition, which is shown on the right side of the drawings submitted with the application, versus alternative options that were considered very carefully, was the placement of the garage on the left side, and acknowledging that the encroachment to the neighbor to the left, if you look closely below the fence line, you can see how far that property extends over to the right, the gray house. And acknowledging too that the driveway would change and essentially almost be in line with Greer Circle. So that was an important consideration in traffic, just somebody coming down Greer Circle, et cetera. So that's why we decided, to keep the garage on the right side. The other condition too was on the left side, the garage would come more forward because again, we have a rear yard with a 25-foot setback, and again, architecturally maintaining the Cape style, just trying to keep the Cape, the main house, preserved, as you can see on the drawings, and not have the 2-car garage come too far forward. The bottom 2 pictures on the last page just show the houses essentially across the street. The bottom right's directly across the street. The reddish house is across the street and to the left. And you can see those houses in general already have kind of, been expanded and laid out a little bit left and right. So this appears to be something that over time these things have happened. I want to give Neil and Amy a chance to introduce themselves.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amelia Tan. I live in 282 West River Street, and we've lived there for a little over 22 years. We've had the pleasure of raising our children here. They both went to public school, and we love the town. And now that they're out of the house, we're eager to expand the house so that we can welcome our future grandchildren there and create more memories. So we are here tonight asking for your approval to approve the variance. So thank you and have a good night.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Neil Tan. I live in 282 West River with my wife, Amelia Tan. We respectfully request that you grant our variance as presented by Rob, our architect, who's done a wonderful job listening to our concerns and needs. One of the reasons we wanted to expand where the garage is now is that we wanted to keep the open space on the side yard. We've hosted multiple barbecues, family gatherings over the 22 years that we have lived in that house, and it's a perfect atmosphere and location to host those. We'd like to keep it that way, and as my wife mentioned, one of the things that actually more memorable things that we've done on the yard is we had our son's wedding last year in the yard, and everybody, his feedback was just, it felt like home, it was cozy, it was intimate. So we want to keep it that way, for future grandchildren. But I think my wife said, we wanted to create more memories in this house. Hopefully you can support us in that. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, I can address any questions the board has.
Okay. So I believe I heard you say that there was consideration to put the garage on the other side of the house?
Yes.
So it is possible?
It is possible, yes.
And there would be no setback infringement if it were moved to the other side of the house?
If the garage was moved pretty far forward in the property, and obviously it's going to be tight to the left side, that side being 10 feet, as the
Right,
neighbor.
so you have a 10-foot side yard setback and a 25-foot front
Yeah,
yard setback.
right.
So there's plenty of room there to put a garage without...
Yeah, right.
Okay, any other questions?
Could you explain that variance that you were talking about before?
The one Steve, I apologize, Stephen had informed me, we had originally been informed from the surveyor that there were 2 fronts and 2 rears. And he said that there is a prior variance establishing on record that West River passed up our fronts, and somebody declared, so if you're looking at this image, it would be on the bottom of the screen, right, the property line, right there. The bottom property line is the side, and then the back is the rear. So this is from, something in town. I don't know when this variance was obtained. I understood that it may have been a while ago.
So instead of 2 front yards and 2 rear yards, you have 2 fronts, 1 side, and 1 rear?
Right, correct.
As a result of this
Right,
variance?
right. And my understanding is that sometimes there's 2 fronts and 2 sides, or 2 fronts. But yeah, essentially Stephen said that the left side is the rear and the bottom is the side.
Okay,
Thus the language of the variance request.
thank you. Any other questions? Okay, is there anyone speaking in favor of this application? We do have the 8 letters of support submitted. Is there anyone opposed to this application? Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, this hearing is closed. Mr. Soto.
282 West River Street, I move to approve the request to Rob White, architect, for Neil and Amelia Tan, owners, vary section 3.1.4.1, front yard setback to 7.1 feet, where 25 feet required, rear yard setback to 17.5 feet, where 25 feet required for a first floor addition, and 20.2 feet where 25 feet required for second story addition, and 13.5 feet where 25 feet required for addition above open porch below 6.3.2, expanding a non-conforming structure, survey by R. Plain, 6/10/2021, revised 9/19/2025.
Second.
Great, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Thoughts?
They're asking for a lot, but it is a tough lot. I mean, they definitely have a hardship here with the corner lot and the way the house is positioned on the lot, so there's not much else you can do, so I'm in favor of it.
What about the garage? That couldn't be moved to the other side of the house? No variance request over there?
I still don't have a problem with it.
Complete reconfiguration versus the addition and giving them that variance, that's a tough one. I know this area, and I like keeping that driveway in the same spot. So I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I think I have to agree. I think we're asking for a lot to move the driveway. He does have a lot that is working against him. I think that is a hardship. I'm okay with it as well.
All right, great. We'll put it to a vote. Mr. King,
With the motion?
Mr. Wolf,
With the motion.
Mr. Soto,
With the motion.
Mr. Einig,
With the motion.
and I'm with the motion. Motion passes. Thank you.
Good luck, folks.
Okay, Mr. Einig, item number 3.
11 Davenport Avenue, MBP 48/730/15, R7.5 zone, Ryan Iodice, owner. Request a variance section 4.1.4, rear yard projection to 15.5 feet, where 21 feet is permitted, to construct a deck. Survey by Connecticut Land Surveying, LLC, 9/18/25.
How are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So today I'm here pertaining to the allowable size of my rear deck, and I know my situation is a little different from my two predecessors, but I already had the deck built. I bought the house I purchased back in 2020, and I didn't know building permits and zoning permits. It was a learning curve to me. And now you guys schooled me, so now I'm aware of it. And again, I know I'm more asking for forgiveness here than permission, because it is a deck that I have constructed. And once I constructed it, the city of Milford came out, and I realized that there was a zoning issue, and I wanted to address it as best as possible. All right, so where do I go from there?
Okay, so the deck is already built.
Yes, it is.
So now we're requesting a variance for the deck that's already built. Did you get permits for it before the city came out, or are we getting permits
No, I
as well?
got permits after the fact.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, how big is the deck?
So the deck is 10 feet out by 16 feet in length, and the edge of the deck, the structure, is 15.5 feet from the property line.
10 feet out from the house and then 15.
Yes, exactly. And it is built, the elevation is approximately 112 feet above sea level, so it is one of the steeper inclines in Milford. Actually, if not the steepest, I can't think of a higher point in Milford. It's Foreign High School is right behind me. And in order to combat the elevation, I wanted a flat piece of structure to, enjoy recreational activities, stuff like that in a safe manner. If I was to do any kind of retaining walls or anything environmental, it would, affect my neighbors, which I am trying to avoid. I don't want to do that. And the contractors, I believe it was one lot at one time, and the contractor who bought the property back in '98, he separated it into 3 separate ones, so they're cookie cutter houses. Mine's smack dab in the middle. So me putting a retaining wall, I don't want to affect any kind of natural flow, runoff flow anytime there's a storm.
Okay. However, you are fully aware now that if you do anything else, there is a city process and
Yes.
permits and zoning.
And actually, I'm a law enforcement officer. I've been a detective for 2 years. I've been on the job in Stratford for 9 years. I'm all about law and order. So I'm kind of kicking myself for not knowing prior to. But once you learn, I know, and it's affirmative defense to be ignorant, but unfortunately, I had little guidance. But I'm addressing the issues now and paying for the price.
Okay, great. Any questions for the applicant?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Who built the deck?
I have a friend who also does contracting on the side, and I already touched base with the building permit, and we're figuring all that out together. They just need the zoning approval prior to.
He's a contractor?
He is on the side, but he's a friend as well, so he's doing everything.
He didn't know he needed a permit?
I mean, he does contracting. It wasn't brought up. It wasn't even a conversation. Would he know? When after the fact, it was brought up, and he's like, you do need permits, but it's not like I went to him for advice. I said, hey, I need a deck. My current deck was falling apart. The footings were not even a foot in the ground, so it was more like a safety concern, like I need this done ASAP before I go out my back deck and fall 10 feet, because it's 10 feet in the air. I actually have pictures if you guys would like to see.
Now explain, what are we talking with this hill that's in the back? You said there's a slope or something?
It is a runoff that runs parallel to my property. Like, again, I'm in the middle, and I'm not at the very peak of the hill, so I'm like kind of, again, 112 feet. I looked up the Google Maps prior to.
How usable is the yard in the back? Are we talking like, I mean, is it at an incline and,
It is an incline, it's a slope. I don't know the exact elevation. I had the land surveyed.
You're not playing football back there is what I'm...
No, that you can't. If you throw a ball, it's gonna roll down back to you. It's not, you can't put a picnic table on it, it's gonna slant. There's no level space without doing severe reconstruction back there, which, again, I don't think that would even approve with you guys, because I just don't think, it's not a livable space nor functional.
Okay.
Yes.
So you replaced an existing deck, correct?
Yes, I did.
How big was the existing deck?
So, again, the 2 cookie cutter houses on both sides, left and right, they have small decks. Mine was a little bigger. I can see it was definitely not the original size. It was not as big as my current.
You built a 10 by 16.
Yes.
16 is about the average, but 10's kind of shy for, usually you go 12, 14.
Yes.
So, it's not like you built an enormous deck out there.
No, not at all. And like I said, if you look over here, so like, I deal with, like, in my job, reasonable, prudent people, like what they believe. So when I'm looking at my yard, I believe it wasn't a big ask, only because I actually have 4 extended feet from my neighbor who lives at 44 Highview. That's his deck in the rear, see in the north end up there. So that's his deck, or that's his fence line in the back, which actually gives me approximately 4 feet of more property, and I didn't even know that until I had my land surveyed. So, I've been maintaining it. He has to be aware of it. It's a permanent structure. It's a $40,000 fence. He's not going to redo it anytime soon. But again, that's his property line, or his fence, and he just pushed it.
How old's the house?
My house
Your
is
house.
made in '98.
98.
Yes.
So that deck needed a variance from day one. The existing deck.
Yes. When I bought it, that deck was definitely
In violation.
There's no way it was to code. It was falling apart. And my it's ground. My first floor is not below level. My first floor is like just the garage, and the second floor is the living space, and the deck is off of the second floor, so there's significant drop. and it was, again, a safety hazard. You couldn't go on the deck without it wobbling, the pre-existing deck. And when we took it up, again, the footing was a foot in the ground, if that.
Thank you.
Detective, your
Yes.
footings now, you're comfortable
All
with
to code.
all of your construction?
100%. I mean, we'll go, I already sent everything to the building, and he said everything looks good. It's just, we need the zoning green light.
And at those stairs that come down off of that deck, you got your pad and your
Oh
structurally
yeah, I
sound?
have, if you guys want, I took photos. You can see the slope as well. It's not gonna be significant, but when you're looking at it, it's significant when you're actually in the yard, but pictures are deceiving.
Any other questions?
One more. And then finally, during construction, you were on it with your friend?
Yes.
Any of your neighbors coming over and chirping about permits or anything like that, that necessitated this tonight?
No, but I would have reason to, that's why I'm here today. But I'm glad it happened, you know? It's knowledge to move in the future. But one of my neighbors had to say something. I put all my letters out. No one showed up here. I don't know who it was.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To that point, too, you mentioned 44 Highview, the house that's right behind you, correct?
Yes.
They haven't said anything to you about the deck? They don't have a problem, or?
No one has a deck. Everyone's very friendly in the neighborhood. A couple neighbors actually asked me why I stopped construction, and I kind of had to tell them what's going on.
Okay, is there anyone speaking in favor of this application? Is there anyone opposed to this application? Any more questions? Okay, this hearing is closed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Soto?
11 Davenport Avenue. I move to approve the request to vary section 4.1.4, rear yard projection to 15.5 feet where 21 feet permitted to construct a deck, surveyed by Connecticut Land Surveying, LLC, 9/18/25.
Second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All right. We have here a significantly undersized lot for the zone. It is below minimum square footage, it is below minimum width, it is below minimum depth. There was an existing porch. I do see a hardship in the size of the lot. I don't have a problem with this.
Can I see the photos?
Yes.
I agree with Madam Chair. If you're still holding a 15-foot setback on that backyard that's a hill, this isn't a significant issue with adjacent neighbors, so I'm okay with it.
He didn't build an oversized deck. I have no problem with this either.
Okay, great.
I'm good with this as well.
All right, wonderful. Let's make it official then. Mr. King,
With the motion?
Mr. Wolf,
With the motion.
Mr. Soto,
With the motion.
Mr. Einig,
With the motion.
and I'm with the motion. The motion passes. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you for your service.
Have a good evening. Good luck with it.
Okay, that concludes our items for tonight. Nothing held over, so nothing from October. Moving to November. Do we have any new business, any old business, any updates?
There's one new application that I'm aware of so far.
One new application for November. Fantastic. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from last month?
So moved?
All in favor? Aye. Okay, and a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in
Second.
favor? Aye. Thank you.